Welcome to CPC Computer Parts Conference, October 2021. Today, this event is going to be all about our CPUs, such as our Neon D series, X series, and Z series, and Clapdragon series CPUs, along with our internal Neon J series, along with our dedicated Neon G and Z series GPUs as well. So these GPUs and CPUs are based off of and last month we announced the ARMv9 transition. And today we're introducing the first ARMv9 CPUs and GPUs. First off, the CPUs. Start with our Neon D series. We introduced the Neon D20 series last year as some of the most powerful CPUs in the world. And today we're going to be upgrading them to the Neon D30 series. Start off with the Neon D30 regular series. The D33, D35, D37, and D39 have 4, 6, 8, and 12 cores respectively. They all are based off of a C3 architecture with 3.74, 4.2, and 4.6 gigahertz. They're all ARMv9 and have Neon G3 graphics. And they start at 99, 199, 299, and 399. If you look at the performance, the Neon D29 was already industry leading, but the D39 increases that even more compared to competitors from AMD and Intel. But we also have our X series. The X series basically takes what's from the regular series and improves it even better. And so we have 4, 6, 8, and 12 cores on here, X3 cores, with 4, 4.2, 4.6, and 5 gigahertz, and they're all on ARMv9 as well, with our J3X graphics, and the price is only $50 more, it's only $50 more on each one. And if we look at the performance again, the X series from last year is already industry leading, but this is even better at over 24,000 points. Finally, we have our Z series. The Z series is our highest end of the highest end, and it has 6, 8, 12, and 18 cores. It has our Z3 architecture, 4.1, 4.5, 4.9, and 6.4 gigahertz, ARMv9, Neon J3Z graphics, and prices $199, $349, $449, and $599. And if we look at the performance on this, you can see that, again, the Neon D29Z was already industry leading. The D39Z improves on that even more, almost doubling what the competition has. And we also have our Neon X series CPUs as well. And today, we're going to be upgrading those to our Neon X series 3rd generation. The 3rd generation has 24, 32, 40, and 64 cores, respectively, and are based off our WX3 cores, and they have 4.1, 4.5, 4.9, and 6.4 gigahertz with our ARMv9 architecture, and they have their J3X graphics. The price is $699, $749, $799, $849, and the performance on this is already really industry-leading as well. The previous generation's already incredibly ahead of the competition. The new model is almost double what the competition has. And finally, we have our Z series CPUs as well. And today we're going to be introducing the 2nd gen Z series Neon CPUs. And so these have 32, 48, 64, and a whopping 128 cores on the highest end. And these have our WZ3 cores with 5.1, 5.4, 5.9, 6.8 gigahertz. And they're ARMv9. And they also have our J3Z graphics, and the price is $899, $999, $1099, and $1299. And again, if we look at the performance of the Z128 first generation, is already over double what the competition has, and the 2nd gen improves on that by a huge margin, over 144,000 points in Geekbench, and that makes this the world's fastest CPU. So let's talk about our Clapdragon series. These things are mainly meant for mobile devices and also desktop devices as well, like our Clapdragon 200, 400, 600, 700, 800 mobile series, and our long lineup of mobile and desktop series is CX and C series. And today we're going to be upgrading most of them to ARMv9, but we're going to talk about just a couple right now. Our Clapdragon 36 and 36 Plus are mainly meant for our highest end devices, our highest end phones. And today we're going to be upgrading it to 40CX and 40CX Plus. The 40CX and 40CX Plus have 10 and 16 cores respectively, CX3 cores, 4 GHz and 4.5 GHz, and ARMv9 with our Neon J3 graphics and price $229 and $379. And the Clapdragon 870, 888, and 88 Plus were our mobile series flagship processors, and today we're upgrading it to 890, 898, and 898 Plus. The 890, 898 have 8 cores, while the 898 Plus has 10 cores. The 890, 898 have 4 performance cores, while the 898 Plus has 6 performance cores. All of them have 4 efficiency cores. The 890 has CD2P cores, while the 898 and 98 Plus have CD3 cores. They're 3.1 gigahertz on the 890, 3.5 on the 898, and 4 gigahertz on the 898 Plus. The 890 is still ARMv 8.4, but that's still good. The 898 and 898 Plus have ARMv9 and are based off our J3C graphics. And the Clapdragon 700 series is for the low-end phones, and today we're upgrading it to 790 and 790G. The 790 has 6 cores, while the 790G has 10 or 8, and have 2 performance cores on the 790, 4 on the 790G, 4 efficiency cores on both of them, CD3 cores, 2.4, 2.9 gigahertz, ARMv9, and RJ3E graphics. And all Clapdragon CPUs are updated to ARMv9 as well. So we're gonna be running all of them to ARMv9. And now let's talk about GPUs. Let's start off with our Neon G series. Today we're gonna be upgrading them to the G30, G30X, and G30Z GPUs. They have 60, 70, or 80 teraflops respectively, 16, 32, 64 gigs of GDDR6X RAM respectively, 8800 GP3 cores, 10,300 GP3 cores, and 16,500 GP3 cores respectively, 1.6, 1.8, and 2 gigahertz respectively, and 699, 899, and 1099 respectively. If you look at the performance, the G20Z GPU is already really industry leading, but the new G30Z almost doubles what the G20Z has. And if we look at our Z series, today we're going to be upgrading our Z series to the Z30, Z30X, and Z30Z GPUs with 100, 120, and 140 teraflops, 64, 96, and 128 gigs of GDDR6X RAM, 19,500 GP3 cores, 23,400 GP3 cores, and 30,800 GP3 cores with 2.9, 3.1, 3.3 gigahertz, price $14.99, $16.99, and $18.99. And if we look at the performance, the Z20Z is already incredibly industry leading. The Z30Z is way ahead of the competition, over doubling what the competition has. So with all that out of the way, today we're introducing our first ever ARMv9 device, a whole new generation of ARM devices, and that's the Neon Book. And today we're going to bring the Neon Book with a larger display and an ARMv9 CPU, ARMv9 CPUs. Here it is. This is the new Neon Book. So let's talk about the display. The previous generation has a 12-inch display. They were upgrading it to a 13-inch display. And this display is mini LED standard with a resolution of 2380 by 1600, and it's an anti-glitter option for the first time ever on a Neon Book. And in terms of the power, we have our Neon D33Z, D35Z, and D37Z processors with 8 and 16 gigabytes of unified memory for the first time ever, so it's a whole lot faster, and it performs like 16 or 32 gigs respectively. If you have the 8 gig, it'll perform like 16 gigs. If you have the 16 gigs, it'll perform like 32 gigs. And this thing has 128 gigs of storage, all the way up to 2 terabytes of storage, and it also has 16-hour battery life, which is up from 12 hours previously. And the price is $799. And we have two configurations: the D33Z with 8 gigs RAM, 128 gigs storage, and the J3Z graphics for $799. And for $999, you get a faster D35Z processor and more storage. Anyway, that was it. So stay tuned next week for NSE October 9th, 2021. This is going to be a huge event for us. And Neon World is back, ladies and gentlemen. Neon World is back on January 1st, 2022. So the start of next year, Neon World 2022 returns.